Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is an easy chocolate cake and I do have a recipe that I'm going by which I'll link you to, but as usual I'm adapting it to suit myself. So the oven is going on at 180 degrees C. I've got 2 lined round cake tins. Now it's an all-in-one, so I've chosen to actually do it as an all-in-one here. So I've got 225 grams of plain flour. I've got 200 grams of caster sugar. I've actually cut it quite a bit because sometimes I think recipes are too sweet. I've got 85 grams of cocoa powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I also have 1.5 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda. And then in here, I've also got the wet ingredients. So there are 2 eggs, there's 250 ml of milk, 125 ml of vegetable oil. And then I've also got 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then in this little one here is 250 ml of boiling water. And for the filling, I love tinned cream, but I love fresh cream too. So this is 1 tin of cream, which works out 170 ml, but you could use 200 ml of normal cream. And then this is 150 grams of chocolate, and this is actually Bounty Easter egg that I've got left over. So that's going to give it a little coconutty filling, but you could easily use any bar of chocolate you like. And in the recipe, you could actually go up to 200 grams of chocolate. So it's so easy that it should only take a few minutes, and this is what we're going to do. Right, so these are all the dry ingredients. I'm just giving them a quick mix. According to the recipe that I'm linking you to, you don't actually need to. You could chuck everything apart from the boiling water in together, but I just like to give it an initial mix to get it started. So this is all of our dry ingredients. And then you just add in all the wet ingredients. Again, everything bar the hot water. But when you do add in the hot water, it will be a little bit at a time. And apparently it's going to be quite a liquidy batter. But I've made this cake before, but not for a while. And it's a good one. If I remember rightly, hot water when it's in your mixture just tends to make it really light and fluffy. So let's give this a nice mix. This actually reminds me, the texture is the closest to a pre-made cake batter that I've made in the house. If anyone used to buy cake mixes and then you would just add in maybe water, oil and eggs, that's what this reminds me of. So what you tend to find when you used to buy the pre-mixes, they were always nice and light and fluffy. So already I can feel a lot of volume there. That's good. This might be a really handy cake if someone doesn't really enjoy the process of baking, or you don't have a lot of time, because it's a chuck it all in one. Right, so that's mixed, and then I've got my hot water, so just a little bit at a time. And again, it does say it's going to be runny. So you're just loosening this batter up. Every time you put some hot water in, you can just feel it loosening up. Give it a nice mix. Go again. Give it a nice loosen. I haven't made it for ages, but if anyone's made the chocolate cake, the chocolate Coca-Cola cake, I think it was the Nigella recipe that I used. I'm sure that's quite like this as well. Very loose batter, so I might actually revisit that and do that soon too. I reckon 2 more goes of the water and that'll be us. Yeah, you can feel every time you do it, it obviously is loosening up even more. You really feel it. Just keep giving it a good mix through. And then the last one. So when they say liquidy, yes, they genuinely do. And you see some batters, how thick they are. So this is very much your opposite of that. I've got a message. Right, so that's mixed through. So I will very carefully bring in the 2 cake pans. Just make sure they behave themselves. I'll do this one first. So this might be a bit messier than normal because it's more liquidy. But what I'll do is I'll make sure I'll fill it up first, and then I'll make sure that it's spread out to the edges. Yeah, a lot more liquidy than normal. So just make sure that there's no obvious gaps. So these are going into the oven at 180. It says about 25 to 35 minutes, but as we always know, it's very individualised with each oven. So I will let you know when they come out exactly how long it took. Right, so I've got the chocolate in the bowl, and this, as I say, is the one that's left over. It's the bounty one, so it's got some coconut. But I've also got some plain chocolate if I wanted, or I've got some chocolate with mint. It really is your choice. It's whatever you want the filling to be. So I'm going to melt this in the microwave, just 10-second bursts until it's melted. You could always melt it on the cooker over a bain-marie, and then we'll add the cream into it, and that will make our lovely little ganache filling. Okay, they're out the oven. They took about 35 minutes, but they're very light and very spongy. And that one looks like it's got a smile. It doesn't have anything else apart from a smile, but I might put that on the top because it makes me laugh. So the cream and chocolate filling is cooling and thickening in the fridge, and it's just a case of letting these cool, and then we can assemble our chocolate cake. Right, so the cake's cooled, and you know how difficult it is for me to let a cake cool. I just want to eat it when it's out. But I had to let it cool because otherwise the filling, the chocolate ganache, just would melt everywhere. So I've decided that the smiley bit will go on the bottom so that the top part doesn't look cracked. It really doesn't matter because that's what these cakes do, but goodbye smiley face. And then here is our lovely chocolate and cream filling. And I'm just going to spoon it on, and then I will take my time and just very gently work it around. Sometimes I think cakes look great when it does drip down. So if it does, it doesn't bother me because it can look really good, really homemade, and I like that. But I'll just not bore you and take a bit of time just to put all this on in the middle. And then you'll see it when it's assembled. The bits that you can see in this is because it was coconut chocolate, so that's little flakes of coconut. So I'll do this, and then you can come back to me when the top is assembled. And there you go, look at that. It's one of those gorgeous, it's not a chocolate fudge cake, but it certainly looks like it. And it's just lovely and spongy and light. I really do think that that is the hot water that helps with that. And then you've got your lovely filling. Granted, when this cools completely, that'll harden up. But if you know me, you know that I don't care and I just want it, and I'm not selling it to anyone. I'm eating it and I'm sharing it with people that want to eat it here too. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, let me know what you're cooking at the moment. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon.